welcome to Getting to Good Enough, a podcast to help you let go of perfectionism so you can do more of what you love. I'm Shannon Wilkinson, a life coach in Portland, Oregon. I'm a recovering perfectionist who's getting better at good enough.
And I'm Janine Adams, a certified professional organizer in St. Louis, Missouri, and I'm lucky enough to be naturally good at good enough.
And today, we're talking about the glory of focusing on low-hanging fruit.
Hey, Shannon, how you doing?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm good too, thank you. We have beautiful spring-like weather here in St. Louis in February, which is very weird, but rather enjoyable.
Well, that's nice.
But I'm still wearing 2 layers of wool.
Of course you are.
Yes.
Well, what's the temperature?
Like 60.
Oh.
And yesterday I walked Bix wearing 2 pairs of wool sweatpants, a wool shirt under a cashmere sweater, and a down coat. But I didn't wear any gloves or hats.
So all the heat could escape that you were generating through your many layers of wool.
I was very comfortable.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
That's all that matters, really.
That's right.
Well, I am very excited to be talking with you about low-hanging fruit today.
And the glory of it.
Yes.
Yes.
Because it is glorious. Like, somehow I feel like there's some weird Puritan ethic or something that, like, if something is easy, it doesn't count. Mm-hmm. And, baby, low-hanging fruit totally counts.
That's right. It fits right into the let it be easy philosophy.
Yep.
Yep, I agree. And we, I know with my organizing clients, we're always looking for ways for them to be able to ease into the process. And we're talking about decluttering, which can be so hard for people to get started on. And we start with that low-hanging fruit.
Yep.
And it can make that getting started so much easier. And it just occurs to me that if we do that, we don't even necessarily have to have a plan, which is, of course, hard a lot of the time for people to have.
Right. But it is so freeing to just, focus on what's easy. And then when it's not easy, move on to something else.
That's right. Just stop.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and it's we were talking about this before we started recording, and it reminds us of the method you devised for decluttering your closet, which I think is worth reminding people about. I think we've talked about it before, but I think it's a genius thing, so I want to hear more about it.
Yeah. So what I do is make a little space in some part of my closet, and then I just look at everything, and I find 3 obvious things that I want to keep, low-hanging fruit, and 3 obvious things that I can get rid of.
And you move the 3 keepers into the new space that you created?
Yep. And the other 3 go directly into a donation box or bag. And I just do that, alternating back and forth until there's no obvious choices. And then I stop.
And then you take a break, or do you consider the job done?
I consider it done for then, for now. And I may come back later that day. I may come back in a day. I may come back in a month. But it doesn't really matter because I made some progress. And even if I come back in an hour, looking at it with fresh eyes, I'm going to see more low-hanging fruit. Because that's the thing about low-hanging fruit. Something is always hanging lower than the other things.
It's a relative thing.
Yes.
Yes. Right. So if you come back to it and you're looking for the low-hanging fruit, it's going to be there.
Right.
And then in your closet, do you ever get to the point where you don't get through all of it because nothing feels low? hanging?
Well, then I consider it done for now.
And then ideally you get through all of it by a few iterations.
Right. Right. But I'm sort of scanning the whole row of, hanging stuff, or the whole drawer of t-shirts, or, I'm sort of looking at everything as opposed to going sort of section by section.
Okay. Okay, that's an important differentiation. So it's not like you're limiting yourself to tops, for example, and you have to find 3 you want to keep and 3 you want to let go of. You can have your let go of can be a top, a pair of sweatpants, and a sweater.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or a formal dress that I will never ever wear again.
Or a bridesmaid's dress.
Yes. Peach taffeta.
Right. Right, yeah. So, that's excellent. Yeah, and so this applies to lots of things, right?
Right. I mean, I do this when I have to clean out a drawer that has gotten overwhelming. It's like, well, what are 3 things that don't belong in there that I can put away somewhere else where they do belong?
And do you usually work in trios this way?
For whatever reason, 3 feels like enough to count. And not at all overwhelming. Like, it's like, well, I can open a drawer and find 3 things that I can take care of.
Right. Always.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's good. My low-hanging fruit in my own home, as well as in my clients' homes, typically is obvious trash.
Yes.
And I don't like to admit it, but I could, at any moment, go through my living room and dining room and find at least 3 things that I could just throw away. And it might be... lots of times it could be stuffing that used to live inside a dog toy.
Right.
There's a lot of that. But and that's just easy, and it makes such a huge difference. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, and it can work on any project. It doesn't have to be, physical objects. Like, it could be working on, I don't know, like I'm thinking about my embroidery project that I just finished. Like, I can pick, the next 3 steps to do. And, or I can pick, what it reminds me of is it's sort of like, remember Forster, I can't remember his first name. Mark Forster and the autofocus thing. Like, there were so many different iterations of it, but one of the key things was always that you would sort of scan through it and pick one thing to do.
I think it jumped out at you. Yeah.
Yeah. And I think this is the same theory that, do the thing that jumps out at you, do the low-hanging fruit, do what feels easy or possible or obvious. And sometimes you stop when you've done that, and sometimes that sort of gives you the motivation to do a little bit more.
Yep. I do. When I think about it, I create a daily task list most every day, and it's exactly how I go through it. And the things that feel a little hard today, like I need to make an appointment with my new primary care doctor because I switched insurances in January. I was on the list and I said, that's not happening.
Yeah.
But maybe tomorrow it will, and it's going to move to tomorrow's list, and tomorrow it might feel easier. Today it was all about rescheduling all these appointments that I botched on my calendar. I mean, it was crazy, the conflicts on my calendar, and I had to call all these places and got it all straightened out.
Oh, good.
But that felt easy and important today. But that's, I like, what I'm liking is this idea that the next time around, that which felt not easy becomes easy, feels easier, might feel easier. Also reminds me of like leaving Wordle and coming back to it.
Yes.
And suddenly there's an obvious answer.
Well, I think that, your brain sort of works on stuff like that in the background.
Yeah, that's true.
So, and the other idea that I think is really important about approaching something this way is that you don't have to finish something to completion. Like, you don't have to do the, deal with your stuff. You don't have to do the KonMari.
KonMari, yeah. Right.
KonMari.
The Marie Kondo thing. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Like you don't have to take everything out and go through everything and then put it back and be done with it. Like you can do these sort of iterations. You can do it in different steps, and it all counts.
Right, and what's so great is for so many people who are dealing with clutter, the notion of doing it all feels absolutely impossible.
Yeah.
So just do what's easy, the thing that's easy, even if that's make a decision about 3 things.
Right.
And do that enough times, you'll get her done.
Yeah. And so you don't have to do it all at once. You don't have to know your whole plan before you start.
Right, which it can be such a challenge for people who struggle with perfectionism.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know there's plenty of times where I haven't started something because I want to figure out how I'm going to do it and, what counts as done. Mm-hmm. And if I look at it from this perspective and just say, well, I can take care of 3 things with this project, and that's done for now.
Mm-hmm. I like done for now. Those feel like words I need to put on my bulletin board. Because, right, as you said, it counts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and it's so easy to think that, like, you can't count something because it's not really done. But the more you give yourself credit for what you're doing, the easier it is to do stuff.
Right. And we talked about that in early in our podcast in the rewards episode, like episode 3 or something, about how rewarding effort, not waiting until you're finished to reward yourself, makes it easier to keep going.
Yeah. And it also does sort of the opposite of what we just said the Wordle thing does. Like if you leave Wordle, like your brain sort of works on it in the background. Mm-hmm. And then when you come back, it's finished. But if you're working on a bigger project and you sort of draw a line and say, I'm done for now, then your brain isn't thinking about it, isn't feeling like it has to remind you to go back and finish that because it's done for now. Mm-hmm. Right. So it like creates a little bit of spaciousness for you. Right.
That's excellent. And it occurs to me that a timer, it could be a handy tool in this whole concept of, it's great I love your 3 and 3 method, but it could also be work on something for 3 minutes. Mm-hmm. Grab the low-hanging fruit for 3 minutes, and then you're done for now. And you get to move on to something maybe more enjoyable or less daunting.
Yeah. And the key is to, whether it's 3 things, 3 minutes, whatever the action is that you're going to take, is that it feel really doable. Mm-hmm. And as soon as it doesn't feel really doable, scale it back or move on to something else.
Yeah, that's excellent. It's a great way to set yourself up for success.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So we would love to hear from you, our listeners. Do you enjoy picking the low-hanging fruit? You can let us know on Facebook or Instagram at Getting to Good Enough. You can call 413-424-GTGE, that's 4843, and leave us a message telling us all about it. You can head over to gettingtogoodenough.com and leave a comment in the show notes for today's episode. Until next time, this is Shannon Wilkinson in Portland, Oregon.
And Janine Adams in St. Louis, Missouri.
And we hope that good enough is getting easier for you. I can't believe I got through the intro without laughing.